Welcome in. You are listening to Just an Average Podcast with your hosts, Jake and Casey. Casey, we have a loaded podcast today.
Loaded.
Absolutely loaded. We've got vacation, talking past, present, future, dream spots, and then we also have which is going to be awesome, so those of you that are tuning in, we've actually got a Jim Carrey bracket. We're not going to do the whole entire bracket. We are actually going to pull it up, let you guys look at it, and then let the listeners kind of vote as well to see which movie they think should make it to the
and it might persuade us a little bit
four.
too.
It will, yeah. I mean, honestly, if we get enough votes, you guys can choose it. Otherwise, it'll just be me and Casey making these decisions because obviously, both of us big Jim Carrey fans, and Jim Carrey's got a lot of really good movies, a lot of really silly movies as well,
a lot of semi-par movies too. But I feel like every actor have had movies where you're like,
I mean, we did one. The Adam Sandler one was the last one we did. We did that all
really bad ones.
Yeah, and we did that all in one sitting, and we obviously had a lot of people that kind of disagreed with us having certain movies go certain places. So instead of just us, we thought it'd be awesome to kind of get the listeners involved as well. So stick around for that at the end because that's going to be a lot of fun to kind of tease that. We're going to do that at the end of every episode for the next probably 2 or 3 episodes until we have a winner. All right, so today's main topic, though, Casey, is vacation and vacation destinations. So flashback a little bit. Did you take very many vacations growing up or no?
Not really.
You can include camping too, I guess.
So I never, this is crazy. I never left the state until I was in junior high.
Okay. States as in the United States or state as in
State.
Illinois?
I was in Illinois. Never left Illinois. And the only reason I left Illinois at that time was to go to a Cardinals game in 2006 when they first opened up the new Busch Stadium. I went to that when it first opened up. When I was down at my aunt and uncle's, we went to that.
One state over. All right.
That's the only time I ever went out of state until we got to high school. Then went to National Convention my freshman year in Indianapolis, and that was the only time I've ever been out of state.
So you really didn't have any vacation traditions at all?
Vacation tradition was going down to my aunt and uncle's in Southern Illinois for a week.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I mean, what was that experience like, though, for you? I mean, obviously, it was a getaway. I mean, I think a vacation can be any time you get, or a trip, anytime you get away from where you live for, maybe an extended period of time.
So it took 4 hours to get down there. So it was pretty far. I mean, it's on the border of St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
It's by Carbondale. And, would go down there for a week, sometimes 2 weeks. Would go down there for like VBS down there because my uncle's a preacher. Yeah. So we'd go down there to their church for VBS, and then I would do a camp. They had a big camp, like it's almost like the Lemoyne camp. You know how they have that?
Yeah. Yep.
It was almost like that. So we stayed in a camp. So I would stay for like 2 or 3 summers in a row. I would do that. And I did that and would stay in cabins and, do all that good stuff for a week. And then that next week would be their camp or their VBS. Yeah. So I'd stay for the next week for the VBS for that week. So that was pretty much what my summer, look for. A lot of times I was playing too much baseball and to really go on vacation. So
yeah, I get that. Because we played baseball together a lot growing up. So we did play a lot of baseball. So yeah, your experience and my experience, vastly different, actually. So I remember growing up every single summer, I think from the age of like 5 until maybe, I don't know, it was like 5-6 years in a row. We would always go out to Wyoming. So we go to Wyoming, stay in DuBois out there, travel around to different areas. So Smoky Mountains, I mean, out there just in general was a blast. So that was kind of a tradition that we did yearly until I was probably around 11 years old. Price of gas obviously going up a little bit, shorten the distance, and then we go back and forth Wisconsin and Michigan. So back and forth. One year we go to Wisconsin, next year we go to Michigan, back and forth. I think we did that for like 3 years in a row. So yeah, we always seemed like, because my grandparents had a trailer, so we would always go on vacations. There was times, maybe one summer expenses came up, we would just go, over to, oh shoot, Missouri, and go to, why can't I think of what's in Missouri?
Oh, you would go to
Yeah, the water parks and stuff over there. Osage Beach. Osage
oh,
Beach.
you would go there. I was
Yeah.
thinking of I was thinking of Mark Twain.
Oh no. Yeah, Osage Beach there in Missouri. So that was a lot of fun. I feel like, being able to go to different places, especially the Smoky Mountains, like it was awesome out there. So a lot of really good memories. And the last time I actually went out there, it was when I turned. I think it was after I graduated or right before my senior year. We went out there. So last time I've been out there, and those little like beetle bugs or whatever had been eating away the trees. So like the scenery was not as good as what it was when I previously went out there. But yeah, um, that was as far as my traditions go. That's where I would go yearly, just kind of switch it up a little bit. But any funny memories or maybe interesting memories you had going down to uh, Southern Illinois at all? I know
I'm,
it's
I mean,
not
not.
a really long.
Not really. Pretty basic. Just go down there and just do the
Yeah,
same stuff every year. I mean, there's nothing really that sticks out. That was no, I wouldn't say anything really sticks out that was funny or crazy or
yeah.
anything.
Um, man, I specifically remember going when we'd go out to Wyoming. Obviously, we wouldn't drive it all in one day. We'd stop and we'd always stay at the same campground. And they had Smokey the Bear there, and he'd always like be on like a little hayrack ride thing. So we would always get a picture with him, ride with him, just have a blast. I think my best memories were the campgrounds we stayed at before we got to the place because we'd always run around. I had a camcorder growing up, so I would just like a little handheld one. I'd record just us doing fun, dumb, stupid things. But I thought that was always a blast. And then I'll never forget one of the first times we as kids went out to Wyoming. The what was it? The transmission, radiator, whatever, went out in the van. So we were next to this field, and I remember me and my brother were playing in the irrigation system next to this field because it was so hot. We are just playing in a little irrigation system, waiting for the van or like the van to get fixed. So that was a blast. Always stopping at little rest stops. Grandparents would put the trailer out. You can get in the trailer, relax, get some food. A lot of fun memories. But did you? I mean, so now obviously you moved out. You've been living on your own now for 10 plus years. Uh, have you traveled now at all? Now that you're older.
Yeah, been to Tennessee a couple times. Went to Tennessee 1 year to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and then went to
That's awesome.
Johnny Cash Museum. Then we just went to the Strip in Nashville, which was pretty sick. It's
Yeah.
downtown Nashville is pretty cool. And then went to the Bass Pro, the biggest Bass Pro in the world, the Pyramid, where it's like
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
know how many feet in the air, but went to the top of that and all that good stuff. Um, then went back to Tennessee again later with Courtney to our on our honeymoon, where we went to the Smoky Mountains, stayed in a cabin, did a whole bunch of stuff, did a lot of wine trails, did like uh, this like rock climbing thing where it was like almost like an obstacle course type thing where you'd climb up to the very top and then then you would jump off so
Uh,
high.
Kind of like a high ropes course,
Yeah,
similar like that.
kind of
Yeah.
like a high
Kind of like
ropes course.
strapping and whatnot.
Yeah, we do stuff like that, and then oh, what else? Went to California to her aunt. We stayed at her aunt's house. It was a really cheap vacation, actually. Went to her aunt's. Went to the beach a couple days. Went to the San Diego Zoo. No, we didn't go to San Diego. We went to SeaWorld.
How was
Uh,
that? I think we talked about that a little
SeaWorld
bit
was
before.
awesome.
Yeah, you
SeaWorld was
said.
one of my funnest experiences I've ever had. If anyone has never been to SeaWorld, you gotta go. Like there's
Yeah.
like a million things you can do. You can watch people do shows like where they get on those water ski things where they shoot water up in the
Oh
air and
yeah.
like hover you. They do shows with that. You can swim with dolphins if you pay for it. You can swim with dolphins. You can't. There's roller coasters there. You can get on the roller coasters. Pretty cool roller coasters there. Um, and then just like it's like a zoo
Yeah.
typically. Then we went to a Cardinals game. They played at Dodger Stadium. Went to there. Dodger Stadium's pretty cool. And then what else did we do? We did a couple other things, but those are probably the main things that we did. It was really fun
Is the
vacation there.
cost of things out there kind of pricey a little bit?
Yes and no. Like it really wasn't super crazy. I don't think that we really spent that much money going out there. I think the
Yeah.
tickets for SeaWorld to get like all inclusive, like to eat as much as you wanted.
Yeah.
I think it was only like 80, $90 per person.
Are you kidding me?
And you could be there all day. I mean, it might have changed now, but back then, like 4 years ago, it was like $80.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Where was this at? San Diego.
SeaWorld in San Diego. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was only like $80 all inclusive.
Awesome.
You got like a wristband. You can eat like at any of the places there. You get to all the shows for free. You don't have to pay for any of the shows that are happening. You get to ride. You get to ride the roller coasters and stuff like that. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'm not seeing anything here. I probably have to do some deeper diving. Usually, I think the travel out to San Diego, obviously, and finding places to stay. Obviously, it's a bigger state. Cost of living is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Renting things probably a little bit higher.
Yeah, it's nice when we go out there. Like we'll probably go out there again eventually. But her aunt lives out there in San Clemente, which is right next to a really nice beach, and right in the middle of everything. It's like an hour away from San Diego, hour away from Los Angeles, and we stay with her, and for free. So we basically just have to pay for maybe an Uber, or sometimes we got to use her vehicle. So it was nice.
Yeah, you're right. It's like $100. So I mean, it's definitely it's crazy, dude. That's awesome. That's actually not bad at all.
I mean, if you and the kids and the wife ever want to go on a vacation somewhere or want to do something, go to SeaWorld. They would love it.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. And then, with travel now, obviously you can get, a travel agent, whatnot. They can find you cheaper destinations. You can Uber everywhere, so you don't have to worry about driving in traffic you're not really used to driving in. So, yeah, I think definitely that's probably something I would like to do. I've never been to California. Obviously, we're going to kind of get into some of our in-state.
Went to Florida with Bamwart too. Went to Florida with Bamwart. Well. That was the first time I ever rode on a plane. I went to Florida with Bamwart for a week. We went to a Marlins game. Golfed down there.
That'd be sweet.
And went to the beach a couple of the days, and just like we just went like night driving. One of the days went down to Miami, saw a couple stadiums, saw where the Heat play, saw where the Marlins play. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've been to Florida. I forgot. I've been to Florida once too. So in that whole, Wyoming, Michigan, Wisconsin, in that time frame, we also took a trip down to Florida, and that's the first time I've been there. My grandparents traveled a lot. Like they go to Texas, they go to Vegas, they go to a lot of different places. So it was always fun. Like we didn't go to those places, but it was always cool to get to go on vacation when we were able to, for sure. With that being said, do you like if someone's like, oh, hey, let's take a trip, let's go do this? Are you the type of person that like jumps on that opportunity? It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to travel. I don't want to have to pack. I don't want to deal with the headache.
So Courtney really likes to travel, like wants to go out of the country like once a year. Like she hadn't done it for a couple of years, but she's been to like Taiwan and, out of the country. Like she did like a student teaching thing there. Like she's been on vacations,
studying abroad type thing.
Yeah. Type of deal. Like it was just kind of like this student, like she taught down there. I think she like helped teach down there for some type of like for a month or so, or like a couple weeks or something like that. She was there for a little while.
That's awesome.
But yeah, she loves to travel, and she kind of got me like into traveling a little bit. Like when we first got together, I'm like, I don't really care to I don't really want to go anywhere. Just kind of want to stay at home. And now I'm like, I would like to go do those things. It'd be pretty fun. A little more spontaneous now than I was with stuff like that. Obviously, things cost money. But we'll probably go on a lot more things now that we have Leo and just taking him on family vacations and stuff like that, and giving him just that experience is pretty cool. Would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And with me, I hate driving. So when I was younger, obviously my grandparents did all the driving. Now that I'm older, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to drive. Yeah. Well, I'm not a big fan of flying either. I've only flown twice. I've only flown twice. Both times was out to Colorado. So,
were you scared? Like, are you just scared? scared of it, or like
It's not that I'm like, I mean, it definitely gets my nerves going a little bit for sure.
try doing it by yourself?
I did.
Did that? Really?
Very first time I flew, I was 17 or 18 years old. Flew out to see my brother in Fort Collins, Colorado. I'll never forget. Showed up at the Denver airport by myself.
Well,
My brother sent
airport's
me a
huge.
text, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna get on this little subway area or whatever, and then you're gonna come up these flight of stairs." And I'm like, "Oh my god, like I'm gonna get lost. Like my brother's never gonna find me, and this would be the end of me." But obviously, I was 18, so found my way, and then I actually took the train back from Colorado.
How was
which
that?
The train
How
was
the
like, it was fine. I remember being on the train. It was like probably 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and some dude just was going around asking everybody for a toothbrush and toothpaste. And I'm like,
I mean, at
laying
least
asleep.
you could ask for worse things, I guess.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't. Sorry, I don't have.
As you're sitting there brushing your teeth.
Yeah, I was asleep. Like it was just, I mean, it was an experience for sure. But
what was better, flying or being in a train?
I felt more safe on the train.
Really?
Just, I mean, if a plane stalls in the air, see you later. If a train stalls, okay, now I'm stuck on the tracks for a little bit. So just from that aspect, I think I overthink things though. But travel wise, I mean, I was there in Denver in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was easy. And then I'll never forget. We actually, the last time we went to Colorado, I went with Brad and Maggie. Like we went out there and seen a Broncos game, and kind of went to like a lot of different breweries and whatnot. And I'll never forget, we're on the plane and flying Frontier. If I fly again, I'm not flying Frontier. Frontier's is a little sketchy. I felt like the chair I was sitting, it was like a lawn chair almost. But I'll never forget, we hit some turbulence, and I'll look over and Brad's holding on to the seat. And he looked over and he goes, I thought that was the end of me. I thought that was it. He thought he was done for.
Oh, man.
And I'm sitting there too, like I was like asleep, and I felt it. I'm like, okay, all right, it's gonna end soon. It's gonna end soon, and it didn't end for like, it felt like 5 minutes, but it was probably like 30 seconds. But yeah, something like that happens in the air. You can't help but to get just like a little worried, So
yeah,
yeah, that was an experience for sure. But yeah, I mean, as I get older, I want to travel more. It's kind of hard having 2 young kids being able to travel, but once they get older and they're able to appreciate it, I'm sure we're going to take several family vacations. At least I hope we do. But all right, any bucket list travel destinations that you find intriguing?
So are we doing? Did we have this thing pulled up where we're doing like top 3 bucket list? Is that what it was?
Yeah, we're going to go top 3 bucket list. That's not included into the draft. But when we do top 3 bucket list, we're going to do that within the U.S.
Yep.
Just because I feel like
so this vacation is destinations
the US,
right?
Within the U.S., yes.
Okay.
Because I feel like our vacation destinations are probably going to be maybe outside the country, at least a majority of mine are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so I'll go. I'll leave my best.
You've never been, but
I'll leave my favorite, the thing I really want to do last.
Okay. I just have locations. I really don't have too much reason why, but
I want to do Lake Tahoe as my third.
Okay, nice.
Lake Tahoe. I want to go. I want to fish. I want to hike. I want to golf. They have
that'd be awesome.
a really nice golfing resort type deal there, where you can stay on the course and fish and golf. And I want to do all that. So I would love to go to Lake Tahoe. Take the wife, kid. I don't care who goes. I just want to go there. Lake Tahoe. It's beautiful there. From the pictures I've seen and just from people golfing there. Lake Tahoe for sure.
So I think we took 2 different approaches for these, which is great. The approach I took to this is, I mean, I've obviously places I've never been, and these are places I find more intriguing rather than like, oh, I'm dying to go to this place. These are places that I would like to visit just once to see what it's like, and then if I don't ever go there again, I probably would be upset. And my number 3, so we'll just kind of work it the way work up. So we'll say number 3, I've got New York City. Now, the only reason I really would want to visit New York City is because, I mean, I've first of all, I've never really been east. A lot of the places I've been every other direction but east. So why not travel out there and kind of see what the whole city life is about? I mean, I'm sure it's got a lot of Chicago-like vibes, but I'm sure it's probably got more, maybe a little bit more to offer than
Definitely want to hit
what
up the pizza
Chicago
places
does.
there.
But
That's like I would definitely hit up the pizza
yeah,
places. Kind of like
compare
Dave
the
Portnoy.
Chicago style to the New York style of pizza for
Wait
sure.
till Dave Portnoy give my own little reviews on him.
Yeah, give it one bite, everyone know the rules. So yeah, I think New York, it piques my interest, and I'd kind of like to go there. I honestly don't even know what kind of attractions they have, but I'm assuming they have several. Actually,
It is crazy. I have no east.
Yeah, no
Nothing
east at
east in
all.
mind.
And yeah, these are, like I said, these are more of like just intriguing ones that I'd like to visit. But yeah, New York City, just on there.
Okay. My next one is Hawaii, and specifically Maui.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, all right.
So I always wanted to do something like this. This is my second one. Always wanted to snorkel,
Yeah,
swim with the dolphins. I want to snorkel. I want to deep dive. I want to do all that. I want to be really close to fish. I want to see some big fish. I even kind of want to intrigue this idea of getting in the cage. I can't remember if I was talking to you or not with this. I want to get in the cage, and I want to see sharks, and I want to see whale. I want to see all that. I want all that. Give me all that smoke.
Yeah. You know what? You can go ahead and do that. I'll be sitting on the boat looking down on the water like, you have fun down there.
I've heard that, some people's tanks turn off. Like Courtney's dad, they've snorkeled before and his oxygen tank quit working, so he had to come back up. So I've heard of that, but like obviously if I'm doing this, I'm going to like a really, really nice, like almost like the best place that I possibly can to do this. And
Well, yeah.
And I really like, I've always wanted to swim with dolphins, and that's something that I will do one of these days.
Yeah. And you think though too, like obviously when you're snorkeling, they build a reputation on keeping their tourists and the people that they're with safe. So obviously if I read a review like, we've only had 4 people die from shark attacks here. It's like, well, okay, well, I'm not coming here. I could be the 5th one. I would go to like somewhere that's got a good reputation to do that. But as far as getting in the cage out in the middle of the water to look at sharks, nah. You know what? I love sharks. I respect sharks a lot. That's their territory.
You respect them enough to not get in the cage.
To stay out of their territory. You know what? This is your water. I know you're in here. That's great. Even when I went to Florida as a kid, like I still watched Shark Week, and I think I went up to my ankles in the water, and that was about it. I'm like, nah, I don't have any interest in getting.
Just don't pee in the water. Just don't pee in the water.
Yeah, well,
they all do. People always do. That's why sharks come up.
I mean, can you imagine like, dying because you're up to your knees and shark just comes, grabs you by the calf, drags you out, drowns you and eats you? Oh my God. Nope. No thanks.
No, it would hurt. It would hurt. Be a pretty sweet way to go out, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be more memorable than just drowning in general. So sure, why not?
Swallowing water and drowning. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
why not? Oh, this guy died because he got destroyed by a shark. Instead of this guy just didn't know how to swim.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I respect sharks way too much to get in the water with them. I mean, if I can see the bottom of the water, sure, absolutely, I'll get in there. But man,
you can see so many feet down. Like some of those oceans, like Maui's.
Snorkeling, I think I would do a pretty big one.
Maui's a pretty big one, like where you can see so far down.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I probably would never get in the cave. Like I wouldn't have anyone else to go with me to do it. I would have to find someone super crazy to be able to do it. And then who knows?
Fine, you talk me into it.
And who knows? By the time that I would get to where, like when I would do it, then I might chicken out. But I would love to go snorkeling. I'd love to see all sorts of fish. Like just go like 30, 40 feet down, see all that. See all, like you don't have to get anything too crazy, but yeah, swimming with dolphins is 100% something that I will do one of these days in my life.
Yeah, you definitely picked a lot more exotic destinations than I did. My next one here is actually California, though. You just brought up obviously
you've never been to California.
Never been to California. No. But another one of those places I find very intriguing. The northern parts of Colorado are very different than the southern parts of Colorado. Obviously, it's a big state, but it's kind of the same in Illinois too. Northern Illinois, Chicago, a lot different than southern Illinois. A lot more cornfields and whatnot, but
more desert the more north you get.
What's that? Yeah.
More desert the more north you get there.
Yeah. And then the redwoods are out in Colorado or California, correct? The redwoods, northern Colorado. Mm-hmm. So I think that'd be
California, yeah.
Yep. I think that'd be really cool to kind of go out there and just, pick a spot that I find really intriguing. I mean, I feel like it kind of goes by tiers a little bit as far as, the bottom tier of California, middle tier, upper tier. Pick one of those, go there and have an experience would be cool. But yeah, another one of those places that really kind of piques my interest. And, you talked about SeaWorld. So that also sounds like
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And the cost is down. So, sign me up.
So my number one is something that I'm a big fish, like love fishing. And
Yeah. Oh, I know where you're, I think I
this
know what you're
place is
saying.
one of the best places to fish in the United States. And you catch mondo bass out of it.
Oh, okay.
And
Not the same place.
I want Texas.
Okay.
Never been to Texas. Well, can't say I've never been to Texas. Drove through Texas when Mason and I went on our way back, like the corner of Texas, but
Yeah.
specifically Falcon Lake and Laredo, Texas. Like you average like 7, 8, 9, 10-pound bass out of there.
Wow.
I'd love to catch one, bring one back, mount it. It'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be
Also, I would like to golf Whispering Pines in Trinity, Texas. It's a pretty sick golf
expensive course.
And but if I'm going somewhere, man, I'm gonna enjoy it. And if I'm making a week out of it or whatever, like week and a half, whatever out of it, I want to do all that. And then also, yeah, that's it. There's those two things. It's ranked number 1 golf course in Texas, Trinity. Whispering Pines is.
It's probably like what, $300, $400.
It's probably more than that. If one of the best public golf courses in Nevada,
Yeah.
is it Nevada, is like $800. I guess it just depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
But I'm
that
sure,
does sound
I'm
like
sure
a lot of fun.
300 minimum. I'm sure.
So something I think that you would enjoy, I don't know if you've ever done before, is went charter fishing. So like we went up to like we go to Wisconsin or Michigan, go out on Lake Michigan and go charter fishing. It's a blast. Like obviously, it's not the thrill of like continuously casting. It's more of like trolling until you hook something. But the reeling in is just insane. You catch
crazy.
like the lake trout and like the salmon and whatnot. And even fishing off the docks there. Like we caught, my grandpa caught a salmon off the dock, catching lake trout off the dock. There's these fish there called, I don't know if you ever heard of sheephead.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So we were there one year and we were just fishing off the dock and I was fishing with like a spinnerbait. And I was like, I'm probably not going to catch anything. It's just fun to fish off the dock. Well, there's this one guy there sitting there. He's an older guy listening to his radio, like just leaning up against this little lighthouse that was out there. And, to get to the water, like if you didn't have a dip net, you had to pray that you could somehow get it up so your line didn't break. Well, there's also a ladder that went down to the water. And like I said, it was probably 15 feet. So if he fell off, he didn't want to fall off. We were out there and I remember I caught a sheephead and I'm like, oh man, I don't know how to get it up. And I was the first one to catch a fish. Obviously it was me and my dad and my grandpa. And this guy, listening to Sweet Home Alabama, hopped up on his radio, just went down the ladder, went all the way down the ladder. Feet were in the water, pulled him onto the ladder, one hand down, grabs it, brings it up. He goes, here you go. Yeah. So every single time I caught 2 that day. He went down there and did it twice for me. I'm like, wow. All right, awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's fun, just catching bigger fish that aren't bass or crappie or bluegill, everything we have around here. Yeah, so a little side story there. My number one, though, never been here, would love to go here. A lot of things to do would be Las Vegas. This is a place where, I can see myself not only going out there once, but if I like it multiple times. I just feel like the attractions.
You like to gamble, so it'd be a problem.
It would.
Don't go with Zeb.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd go out there and take like, all right, I think, take about $50 with me and like, all right, well, I already blew through that.
You blew that in one spin.
Yeah, 100%. No, you'd have to take probably thousands of
dollars. I'm putting 50 on red.
Yeah, and then fingers crossed. No, but Las Vegas, like I said, numerous attractions, numerous shows that go on out there. You go on the strip. I mean, it's everything from tattoo artists to
Courtney has a tattoo from
steakhouses.
Yeah, she got that $10. She got that $10 tattoo where you walk in, pay $10, and you get a little tattoo.
That's awesome.
I want to do something like that. I want to do something like that too. She was talking about she was talking about going out to Vegas for my birthday and making it a long weekend and just having a couple of days out there. She said you could literally spend all day just watching people.
Oh yeah, I bet it's a very entertaining scene out there for sure. Just because you've probably got street corner performers and magicians on different corners, and just everything. I think it'd be awesome. Then obviously the Raiders. I mean, they're a newer stadium, so it'd be kind of cool to take a tour of that. Even though I'm a Broncos fan, I just love football, so it'd be kind of cool to go out there and do something like that. But yeah, I mean, Las Vegas, my number one here as far as destinations go. But we actually have 2 segments left. Before we hop into the third segment, we're going to go ahead and hear from Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Choose your flavor and enjoy some of the best seeds on the market. Smackin' goes above and beyond to make sure you have the perfect seed every single time. Enjoy their wide selection that they have to offer. Not sure what seeds to buy? Grab a variety pack and use code AVERAGE or scan our QR code for 10% off. All right, we are back, and it is draft time, Casey. So we've been talking vacation destinations, so now it's time for us to draft the ideal, vacation destinations. We're going to put this on the socials, so we'll draft this. We'll see what the people vote to see who has the better draft. But I'm going to go ahead and flip a coin, heads or tails, and this decides who goes first. Snake-style draft here. So heads or tails, what do you got?
Tails.
Call it in the
Tails
air.
never fails.
Boom. Okay, here we go. Tails never fails. It is tails. So do you want the first pick or do you want the second pick?
Give me the first pick because that means I get the last one, right? No.
No, but you'll have 2 in a row after that. So you get the first pick, and then I get 2 picks, and then you'll have back-to-back picks.
I'll go first pick.
Okay, I like that. I only have 7.
Same.
So
I hope that.
All right, fingers crossed here. My first one's probably going to throw you for a loop, but go ahead. Let's see what your first one is here. So we have to defend our picks here too.
So my first one, I'm going France.
France.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going France.
I like that.
Specifically like Paris, the Eiffel Tower, French Riviera, Normandy. I'd like to go to Normandy. Just like like go to the beaches and just the historic part of just the history behind Normandy and France and all that. Yeah, France for sure.
I'm going to go a little different here, and I don't know if this is going to be, this is an overdraft. It could definitely be an overdraft. It might not even be on your board. I'm going Ireland. Ireland. So I don't know if you had Ireland on yours or not. So you picked France, number 1. I've got Ireland. It's just a place I've always wanted to visit. It's got a really rich history as well.
You kind of look Irish. You got the beard.
I would fit right in. I would grow the beard out. I would grow the beard out. It's very green, very lush. Scotland's up there too. I had to pick between the 2. Beer. I picked Ireland. Yeah. So, there's castles, there's ruins, obviously tons of pub, just like kind of the city life and everything. And Guinness. Guinness was the very first beer I ever tried.
It probably tastes better over there, I'm sure.
I would go pub hopping. They probably have tons of pubs. I'd go pub hopping. Oh, so, I bet obviously it's a rich history. I bet they have a rich history. I would probably just go to a pub, sit down, and just listen to the stories of the people that are in there. I bet a lot of them got really, really good stories.
Sure.
But it was really close because, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not picking Scotland. I'm not going to do it because I feel like Ireland and Scotland are kind of close. And I'm sorry if you guys are Irish or Scottish and listening to this, but Scotland, Loch Ness was really close to picking Scotland because Loch Ness is in Scotland, correct?
I think so.
I'm not crazy.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, and then I'm sure like there's other things, other attractions like live music and whatnot that goes on there as well. But Ireland, yeah, definitely something. The number 1 place that I think I'd want to go visit on my next vacation. Okay.
You got another one. Yeah, you got another one.
All right, let me just go ahead and look through here. Let's go completely opposite side of the spectrum now. This is another place that I would love to go to on a vacation, like a retreat, maybe like a couple's retreat. Great movie. It's Bora Bora. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Bora Bora or not. Okay. So, then for a fact, their big attraction out there is obviously their crystal clear waters and then the bungalows they have. So you can stay on the bungalows that are literally in the water. And I know I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't go into water, but they have a lot of slides that go right down into the water. Like I said, cool. You can see to the bottom. And it's extremely remote. So, maybe I want to get away and just kind of shut myself off from the rest of the world. I feel like this would be the place for me to go. And, really, maybe it's something you want to reconnect with a loved one, or maybe it's, one of the places where you just need that alone time. I feel like it'd be the perfect destination. So I'm going to go Bora Bora. 2 different ones here, really trying to make my draft very diverse.
Okay. So my second is going to be Thailand.
Thailand. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm going Thailand. Specifically like Bangkok, the history city. It's got lots of street food markets in it. I would love to just try all the different foods that they had to offer. And I don't know if I'm saying this right or not, but you got it's like I don't know if it's Phuket or Phuket, Phuket. But when I was looking up Thai, but when I was searching these places, uh, it's got like you can do like a whole bunch of things. It's a really beautiful place.
Phuket.
Is it Phuket?
Yeah. I just looked up pronunciation.
Phuket. Okay. So
I had the
it's
pronunciation
not
lady whisper
Phuket.
Phuket in my ear. No, it's not.
It's not Conor McGregor saying Phuket.
Yeah. Nope. It
Okay.
is. It is indeed.
So I
poo.
would yeah. So I would Phuket has like the beaches. If you look up pictures of it, like you have like the beaches. There's sailing. There's snorkeling. There's diving.
Oh yeah.
Like that is some beautiful water, mountainous areas. In Thailand
Oh wow.
Thailand is just a beautiful place. Just a beautiful place.
Oh wow. Yeah, it is. I feel like that's a solid pick as I'm sitting here looking at it, wishing I would have picked it. That's okay.
Yeah. So I'm going Thailand for my number 2. And number 3, I'm going to be a little original here. I'm just going to put it right down. I think it's a good middle pick, and I'm going Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yep.
Okay.
Just Hawaii in general, and just for the same thing, kind of as Thailand. The beaches, the diving, the snorkeling, just the culture there. I would love to go like to one of those beach parties where you got the hula hoop, like your hula dancing and stuff like that. Then they have good golf out there too. There's good golf out there in Hawaii, so do all that. So I'm going Hawaii up my third.
Man, I don't know. Man, you've taken 2 of mine.
Really?
Yeah, because your first pick was what again?
France.
It was.
So did I take France and Hawaii?
Yeah. Yep.
So you got 2 left.
What part of France did you take?
I took, like I said, Paris, and then like in Normandy, and then the French Riviera, and all that.
Yeah.
Pretty much said all of like the big parts of France.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you take that place, I can't really take it. All right, so let me go through here. I'm actually going to go, and this is one here that I was actually doing a little research on, and it came across as just very, beautiful and a place that I think I would like to. It's along the same lines as Thailand, but it's Indonesia, and in particular Bali, Indonesia. So if you get a chance, look that up. But lush jungles, volcanoes, waterfalls, and then world-class beaches. So you're really getting it all. So if you want to go up into the jungle, you can go to the jungle. If you get a chance, look at this though. It looks like it looks like something out of like a Tomb Raider movie. If you watch Tomb Raider, just kind of the culture and whatnot. But from what I've seen too, amazing foods, cafes, cuisine in general. And then obviously you've got the places for you to stay, luxury villas and whatnot. And according to Google, around every corner, it looks like a postcard. So
that's
it'd be
cool.
great to kind of go there and just, apparently, like I said, look it up. If you have a chance to look it up,
what is it?
It is Bali, Indonesia. So look that up. Looks incredible. But I like that there. I feel like that's kind of a nice little.
Ooh, that is pretty cool. That is like, it's really, it's like a really, really. Oh, wow. That is, dude, these pictures almost look
nice.
fake.
I know. Like I said, postcard worthy.
Dang, that is awesome.
But like I said,
that is pretty cool. That's a solid third pick.
Yeah. As I was in research for this one popped up.
Fourth pick, or is it third pick? Third pick?
It's third.
Yeah,
yeah
it's a solid
my
third
fourth.
Pick. That's a solid third.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to go with my fourth here.
I got 2 left. You better. My final 2. Better.
Yeah,
I already took
and
2.
I don't think you're gonna. I think I can get this one in the last. I think that's a good value pick. And I feel like I'm pretty diverse here a little bit, but I'm picking this place because our friend group has went there, and I've heard nothing but positive things about this place. It's affordable. The resorts, it's Punta Cana, Mexico. So Punta Cana in general. So I'll write Mexico, and then in parentheses,
I don't have Mexico on there.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen pictures, but obviously tropical getaway resorts are incredible. It's got great weather year round.
Just don't leave the resorts.
Josh did, and they said it was fine because Josh and them went there, but they also left the resort. So,
They got lucky.
yeah, it's like a all inclusive packages. Like it's one of the best like all inclusive
Right.
vacations you can take. So, yeah, just basing this strictly off the fact that a lot of people out of our friend group have went there not once but multiple times, and they keep going back. So, obviously, hopefully, they're
I
not
don't
the
have my
only ones that really
passport, so
like
I'd have
this.
to get my
Hopefully,
passport to do some of these stuff.
I also do not have my passport. I don't have one at all. So,
I don't either.
Yeah. So yeah, Punta Cana is my number 4. So now you have the last 2 picks. Well, actually, you have your last 2 picks, and then I have my final pick here,
Okay.
which might throw you for a curveball.
So my number 4, I'm going with Alaska.
Ooh, gosh dang it. I love that pick. Golly.
I'm going Alaska
You may have just won
for
it.
the
I mean, you're
fishing.
taking
For the fishing,
Mhm.
Northern Lights. Like we've seen
Yep.
Northern Lights here. Just
Here, but nothing
imagine seeing
Yeah.
the Northern Lights in Alaska where it's
Yeah.
right there in front of your face. Like it's absolutely beautiful. And then I would do the
Yeah.
Alaskan cruise. Just the sightseeing through there, the glaciers, the polar bears are pretty sweet. And then just the culture of like Eskimos and just stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, go on with
like that
Alaska
pick
for
a
my
lot.
4th pick. And then to round it off, my number 5, I'm going Germany.
Germany. I like
I'm
that.
going
That's very
Germany.
interesting here.
Going to the Berlin Wall, Munich, which is the famous Hofbrauer beer hall. It's a famous. Look it up. It's Munich.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. They
I
also
don't know how to
have
say that. Is it Hofbrauhaus? I think I'm saying Hofbrauhaus. Hofbrauhaus. Hofbrauhaus.
Yeah.
It's a famous beer hall, and then you got the Bavarian Alps, which are pretty sweet looking. If you look them up, the Bavarian Alps are pretty sweet. And then you got Rhine Valley, which is like go to Rhine Valley, which do like a boat tour, and then the historic castles in Rhine Valley, which would be pretty sweet. So,
And you did say so. Munich is what you were trying to say. The Oktoberfest,
Munich,
right?
yeah, Munich.
Oktoberfest is also in Germany too.
Okay, so there we go. Top that up, Oktoberfest,
and that's in Munich. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No.
Oktoberfest
But it's just
is in Munich.
it's got the historic. It's like a famous beer hall, so it's like a really really famous one of the famous places.
That's where. Yep, and that's where Oktoberfest actually takes place. Gosh, what a solid pick, dude! I think you honestly the diversity there kind of.
I did a lot.
I did a lot
of like. You're like you did research, and I'm like, I did a lot of research for this stuff. So
I probably should have done more research. I was just picking. Oh, dang, that's tough. Okay, well, I like your picks a lot. I'm not going to advocate them too much, but I do like the diversity of them.
I never win these drafts, so I feel like I always do really good, and I never win, so I'm not even going to say anything.
Oh, I do have another one on here that you didn't take. That's okay. I'm not going to pick that. I'm actually going to I want to pick one from the States because this is a place that, I mean, I've not always wanted to travel to, but in recent years, like as far as, traveling within the States. And it's Asheville, North Carolina. So I don't know if you know anything about that, but
That's your
it's
number
literally
5.
surrounded. That's my number 5. It's surrounded. I know. Look up. Okay. Before you start judging me, look up Asheville, North Carolina. Go ahead and look it up. We're going to look it up together here. All right. Look it up. And you're going to be like, okay. Look it up here. Kind of look at the city life. Look at the images. Look what it has to offer. It's beautiful.
It's also a place that you could have picked for your bucket list.
No, that's not necessarily a bucket. I was more just intrigued by those places. This is a place that I would just like to travel to. Scenic drives, craft breweries, hiking, and it's laid back. So I want to go to a place I'm a big craft beer guy, so it'd be kind of cool to go there and just, like I said, these are places I want to vacation to, and I realize this is a draft. And if I'm like, people might be going through this draft like, don't have, maybe they're like me and you, don't have a passport, don't have the passport. What's another place I can travel within the States? All right, advocating for my pick a little bit. Asheville, North Carolina, beautiful scenery, laid back, a lot of green around, surrounded by mountains. Just a really nice place you can travel within the States here. So
I mean, it's a solid pick, but if we're going by dream draft, dream pick, I went big. I'm like,
you did go big, and I went North Carolina, and
You
I,
went
I had a
vanilla.
couple others
You went
on
vanilla.
here.
I went swirl ice cream, and you went plain vanilla, which is all right. Vanilla's good.
I think it's a solid for number 5.
I
It's
picked
number
Germany
it's
for
number
number 5.
5. Yeah, I know you did. That was actually a really good one.
I know, but
Uh,
in your defense, I stole a couple of yours. So
you did, yeah. So you wanted to hear my reserves that I had, or a couple that I could have picked that I didn't, just because I wanted to kind of. I just wanted to have one in the States. So obviously I had Yellowstone National Park on there as
dude,
well.
Yellowstone was
So
almost on one of my bucket list. Was almost my bucket list.
yeah,
I've never been, but
I've
that's a
been
good
there.
one.
I've been there. I've been there, and I would definitely go back. It's really awesome. Like Old Faithful, the geysers, the bison, the
Yeah,
plains,
I've heard a lot of
gorgeous
good
out
things
there.
about
And then
it.
I had Italy. It was another one
Okay,
that I had.
so my reserves, I had Spain,
Spain,
and then I had
yep.
Dubai.
Dubai. I did not. I think I actually had Dubai.
So
And
I would like to go to
deleted
I would like to see just because they have I'm probably like badgering butchering
butchering.
badgering whatever. What am I
I'm
saying?
badgering.
I'm badgering. I'm
Yeah.
butchering. Probably butchering this, but it's called like the Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa. It's like the world's tallest.
Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, Mia Khalifa. What?
The what?
Burj,
Okay, it's the what now?
Burj Khalifa.
Oh,
The world's tallest building.
huge. Yeah.
And then also Palm Jeremiah, which is like the man-made island with like resorts and beach clubs.
Spot on that pronunciation, by the
Really?
way. By the way, Burj Khalifa.
Sweet.
Wow. Yeah,
I've seen Khalifa a time or two.
All right. No further
Wiz, man.
depth.
I listen to Wiz Khalifa.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What do you get your head out of the gutter, bro?
No, I like that though. I like that a lot.
But then,
yeah,
like,
you probably won this draft.
but look up like Palm Jeremiah too. While we got just a little time. Palm Jeremiah, or
Palm Jeremiah. No, my goodness.
Jumerai.
Oh yeah, I found it.
Jeremiah.
It looks extremely congested in the coolest way.
Yeah, well, no, it is pretty sweet.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, those are my two Those are my two. I mean, I could obviously put like Dubai is beautiful.
Yeah, you know what? I'm saying this. I said North Carolina. You picked 2 in the States as well, because you picked Hawaii and Alaska. So
but they're very exotic places. Like
how do you know North Carolina is not exotic? But New York City is exotic.
So I know how we say that Hawaii and Alaska is in the United States, but they're not in the United States.
They are part of the 50.
They are part of the 50 states, but Hawaii is not even connected to the United States. And Alaska is technically like in Canada.
All right. Well, I'm sticking with North Carolina.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You did great. I loved your picks. I mean, you did. We can't. There's no. You can't go wrong with any vacations, man. Like vacations are awesome.
I'm looking at this Palm Jeremiah.
It's pretty sweet. And Jumeirah.
It looks just gorgeous. Yeah. It looks really cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's mesmerizing.
Do you want to take one of your picks back and take Dubai? You want to put Dubai on there?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna stick to my guns here because I really like my
dude. You're probably gonna win. I don't have apparently people hate me. Apparently,
I don't think I've ever won one.
I haven't never
won before, and we have. I think the people that have won have been like Mason and Jack and Brad. I don't know if I've ever Josh. I don't know if I've ever personally won one.
We're going back to this here in a sec. We're going back to this for now. You know when what we're thinking, and we had that fast food draft. Yeah. Mason still talks about how my draft was the best draft, and I didn't even. I honestly don't even. And I had like the double butter burger from Culver's.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I did a really good draft, and then you know what?
Everybody hated mine on that one. So
yeah, whatever.
That's all right. All right. So wrapping up that conversation, because we have got to tease this Jim Carrey bracket we have here. This is something we're gonna do at the end of every episode. All we're doing tonight, Casey, is we're just going through the 16 here.
For what?
So we are going to go
through 3 or 4 episodes, probably
3 or 4 episodes. Yep. So we're just going to go through the 1 through 16. We're just going to look at the seeds, and then we're going to ask the people who they think should make it into the Elite Eight. So I'm going to share my screen here really quick. We'll get this pulled up. We'll check it out, and I think you're going to love the little backdrop thing I I put together here too. So can you see this?
Yeah.
Is this up on your screen?
His face is
All
the
right.
same, like almost in every single, like his smile with his dimples is like the same in every single thing.
Yep.
He could have played the
Yeah.
Joker.
But okay, so before I start the what? Oh yeah, he really could have. Yeah. Before I get any kind of heat, any kind of hate on how these are placed, I'm going to let you know how I did this. So, I did the 1 through 16 based off of their Rotten Tomato score. So they are based. This is all based off their Rotten Tomato.
I could definitely
score.
see Sonic the Hedgehog being.
I mean, it was more kid friendly than a lot of his other movies, so that's probably
he
why
did absolutely amazing in that movie too. Like he's hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, yep. So we're going to go through these. We're going to leave this up. Let everybody kind of get a chance to look at
crazy.
it. Number 1.
I'm looking at some
Sonic
of these. Like,
Hedgehog.
how are some of these like?
Yeah,
that bad. Like that bad. Like.
It's probably just based off. Well, yeah, we'll go through them here, and then I'll let you kind of get your opinions. We've got number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog, against number 2, The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
Number 16.
It's with him and number 16, Incredible Burt Wonderstone.
I've never seen
That's
it.
with him and Steve Carell.
I've never seen it.
It's so dumb, but it's so funny.
Okay.
So yeah, I like that one. Then we're just going to go down the left side here. We've got number 9, A Series of Unfortunate Events. If you've seen that movie.
No.
You've not seen that one. Okay, so that's, I mean, A Series of Unfortunate Events. They did like a remake with Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, okay.
I think it's on Netflix or something like that. Yeah. So basically, these kids go to different families and whatnot, and he keeps trying to get them back. Basically tries to kill them.
Honestly, may have seen it. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, and number 8, which is I think it's a good, funny movie. Me, Myself, and Irene.
This is an underdog right here. This is a low seeded.
Well, do you know why? It's because of the vulgarness in the movie, and just like I don't think you can make that movie now. I really don't. Man. Well, maybe, but
it's so funny.
Number 4, another great movie. Okay, so yeah, 9 and 8 going against each other. Now we've got 4 and 13. Number 4, Liar Liar, against number 13, Fun with Dick and Jane.
You got Jennifer Aniston and Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Oh man, that's and the storyline to Fun with Dick and Jane is really good too. So yeah, but Liar Liar is really good. So that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, they're both good. Number 12, Batman Forever. Obviously him as the Riddler. I mean, different character kind of for him.
Yeah,
slightly. I mean, the Riddler's. I mean, he played a superhero. If you've seen Kick-Ass 2, he's in Kick-Ass 2 as a quote unquote superhero against Bruce.
I think Bruce Almighty gets that one easy.
Heavy hitting. This left side is heavy hitting. But just the way the board kind of, or the bracket
the road to the Final Four is going to be tough. Once you get to the Elite 8 on that side, that's going to be a tough one.
So, those of you watching, like I said, let us know here. I will post this. We'll do like a quick little run through at the end as well.
And we will take some of your. We'll take your opinions into consideration. So if we get enough votes, we may just slide it.
We'll just push it along.
We may just push it along. You know, no matter what, no matter if we don't like it or not, or if we've never seen the movie, we're gonna take your word. Over
and I think I've seen all of these or bits and pieces of most. I have
seen all but 3 of them.
I think I've seen all but one. I have not seen I've not seen the Majestic.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Majestic
bits and pieces of the Cable Guy. No, I have not seen the Majestic. I think it's the only one I haven't seen.
Okay.
Mr. Popper's Penguins I've seen once. So, speaking of that, we've on to the right side. We've got number 2, The Mask, against number 15, The Majestic.
And I don't think it even matters if The Majestic was a high rating or if not. The Mask is one of his best movies he's ever done.
Yep. Just his facial expressions alone.
He has so many quotable parts of that movie too. That's probably. I can't believe that's not number 1. His number 1.
Yeah. This is going to be, I mean, the Cable Guy obviously is an older movie, but the Cable Guy, it is funny. It reminds me a lot of, well, I mean, those of you that see the movie, obviously he's like really just obsessed with what's his name? Oh my gosh. It's going to drive me crazy. What is his name? Ferris Bueller. What's his name?
Oh. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, I gotta look it up. I'm completely drawing a blank. Matthew Broderick. Whew. Matthew Broderick obviously is the other guy. Funny movie, but Yes Man I think is
Yes,
funnier.
man
I
is
like it
good.
a
Yeah,
lot. Yes Man's really good. And then you've got another heavy hitter over here on the right side. You've got Dumb and Dumber number 3 going against number 14, Mr. Popper's Penguins. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Popper's Penguins, but it's Dumb and Dumber. You know, it's probably like when you think of Jim Carrey, you think The Mask, you think Dumb and Dumber. You know, some people might think Bruce Almighty, Liar, Liar. But yeah, that one's in there. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So we got a Christmas movie in here.
and he did
Not
great.
gonna
He did
lie,
absolutely amazing in the Grinch. That is crazy how the Grinch
how
is
low it
only
is.
11.
Yeah. Like I said, this is Rotten Tomatoes. This is not
He
me, so don't
absolutely
blame me.
hated doing that movie too.
Yeah, with
All the
because
makeup
he
and
had to have
everything,
makeup too. Yeah, makeup and everything.
and
Yep.
how itchy the costume was and everything. Like he absolutely hated that movie.
Yeah, and then obviously another classic, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. So we've got a lot here.
Ace Ventura's got so many
So
quotes.
yeah, it does too. Gosh, it's such a funny movie. But
Oh,
all right,
Mystical Tuesday.
this is your 1 through 16
It's a good
here. So
list.
those of you that are watching 1 through 16, all right, it's time for you guys to vote. Push this along. Whatever ones you think should be going into the Elite Eight, put it in the comments. Let us know. We will push them along. If you don't vote, Casey and I got to do this all by
And then
ourselves.
we got to get
so.
trashed on all social medias because we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So there that is. I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to you. Yeah, I think there's a lot of obviously really good movies to choose from. And this is gonna be fun to do. This is gonna be fun to see kind of what's in the comments and what gets pushed along, and maybe have some upsets. So, closing in on an hour here, Casey. Great conversations. Looking forward to talking more about this bracket in the other episodes. But this is the second episode of the double feature. So those of you that are tuning in to not only this podcast but tuning in to Tuesday's podcast, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.